Whether you're a tech enthusiast, industry professional, or just curious about the future of AI Agents Unleashed will keep you informed and inspired. Buckle up and get ready to unleash the potential of AI.
Okay, get this. AI video agents,
Oh, wow.
like digital twins,
Yeah.
so realistic that's almost indistinguishable, right, from actual humans,
Yeah.
holding conversations, reacting to
Yeah.
their surroundings
Sounds pretty wild.
in real time.
Yeah.
We're going to take a deep dive today
Okay.
into a Hacker News discussion
Cool.
about this platform called Tavus
Tavus, okay.
that's creating these eerily lifelike AIs.
Interesting.
And get this, one user even had
Okay.
a 4-hour conversation
Wow.
with one of these AIs.
A 4-hour conversation?
4 hours.
That's crazy.
I can barely hold a phone call
Yeah.
for 4 minutes, let alone 4 hours.
It's remarkable how quickly this tech is advancing.
Right.
What's really captivating is how it blurs the lines
Yes.
between humans and machines.
It's a question that keeps coming up
Yeah.
in these discussions.
Oh,
like,
right.
are we on the verge of a world where that distinction
Yeah.
becomes impossible to make?
Exactly.
But before we get into the,
Yeah.
all the philosophical stuff,
Right.
let's unpack the tech behind this a little bit.
Yeah, let's do it.
So the creators were talking about
Yeah.
this massive challenge of
Yeah.
achieving under 1 second latency
Right.
to get that natural feeling conversation.
Okay.
They actually switched from using this thing called NERF to this new model
Yeah.
called Phoenix 2,
Okay.
which uses Gaussian splatting.
Gaussian splatting. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
It's a pretty cutting edge.
Okay.
So Gaussian splatting
Yeah.
basically allows for
Okay.
much faster frame generation than NERF.
Oh, okay.
Think of it like this.
Okay.
Instead of like meticulously painting every detail of a scene,
Right.
Gaussian splatting just kind of throws like splashes of color that blend together
Okay.
to create a realistic image.
Okay.
It's faster and less computationally intensive,
Right.
which is crucial for real-time video.
Gotcha. So it's like the AI is like
Yeah.
speed painting a video of you live while you're talking to it. Wild. But even with faster frame generation,
Right.
the creators still had to
Yeah.
optimize every other component.
Right.
And they said that getting the AI
Yeah.
to respond quickly enough
Yeah.
was like one of their biggest hurdles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So they discovered that the time to first token,
Time to first
or
token.
TTFT,
DTFT. Okay.
was a major bottleneck.
Okay.
Now, that's basically how quickly the AI can spit out
Right.
its first word,
Yeah.
which is surprisingly important for making
Yeah.
the conversation feel natural.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So it's like some AIs are slow talkers.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Some AIs are slow talkers.
Yeah. And a lot of the popular large language models, or LLMs,
LLMs, yep.
were surprisingly slow on the draw.
Okay.
They even mentioned that Grok,
Which is known for its
Yeah.
high token per second output.
right,
Wasn't fast enough because of that initial delay.
Interesting.
So who is the speed demon
yeah,
of the LLM world?
of the LLM world, well, Cerebras took the crown.
Took.
Not only did it have a blazing fast
Yeah.
time to first token,
Yeah.
like 200 to 300 milliseconds,
Yeah.
but it also had a high token per second rate.
Oh, wow.
So that means it can generate a lot of text very quickly, which is crucial for those rapid fire exchanges
Yeah.
we expect in human conversation.
Now, hold on. Why was Cerebras so much faster?
Right.
What's the secret sauce there?
That's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Cerebras actually builds their AI chips differently.
Okay.
So instead of lots of small chips
Yeah.
connected together, they use one massive chip,
Wow.
which eliminates a lot of the communication bottlenecks
Oh.
that slow other LLMs down.
Okay.
It's a fascinating example of how hardware innovation can drive breakthroughs in AI.
Okay, so Cerebras is the speedster.
Cerebras is the speedster.
But I'm guessing they didn't just throw any old
Right,
LLM at the problem.
right.
Right? I mean, you need an AI that can actually
Yeah,
hold a conversation,
Yeah.
not just spit out words quickly.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
What's impressive is that Cerebras
Yeah.
wasn't just fast.
Okay.
It was also incredibly conversational.
Oh, wow.
The way it's trained allows it
Yeah.
to pick up on nuances
Oh.
in human language
Yeah.
and respond in a way that feels more natural and engaging.
So it's not just about speed.
Right.
It's about the quality.
It's about the quality of the conversation.
Of the conversation.
Right, exactly.
So they've nailed the speed and the smarts, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
Talking to an AI for 4 hours.
Right.
Didn't anyone find that I don't know, a little...
You're hitting on a key point that a lot of users brought up.
Yeah.
This level of realism can be unsettling, especially when the AI starts analyzing your surroundings and incorporating them into the conversation.
Hey, it's not just looking at you, it's looking at your stuff.
There were some pretty wild examples in the discussion.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Users described the AI commenting on their bookshelves.
Oh, wow.
Balloons, even Lego models in the background.
Buck nuts.
One user even mentioned the AI commenting on their bathroom when the camera was facing upwards.
Okay, now that is creepy.
Right.
Like, how much is this AI actually seeing?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it leads to a lot of concerns about data privacy.
Right.
Multiple users were worried about how their voice and facial data were being stored and whether there's potential for misuse.
Right, because once this AI sees your face and hears your voice, it's got a pretty good digital twin of you, doesn't it?
It's like handing over a blueprint of yourself to this AI.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's like handing over a blueprint of yourself to this AI.
Right.
The Tavus founders assured users that they own their data.
Okay.
And it's not being used for anything other than training their specific digital twin.
Yeah.
But you can imagine why some users were skeptical.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, data is a valuable commodity these days.
It is.
You know, it's hard to know what might happen to it.
Exactly.
Down the line.
Yeah.
Did anyone in the discussion come up with any solutions to that?
One user proposed an interesting alternative to using platforms like Tavus, building a similar system using open source components.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
This would give individuals more control over their data. And how it's used.
Okay, so that's fascinating.
Yeah.
It suggests that we might not have to rely on big tech companies to shape the future of AI.
Yeah.
I have to admit, this whole thing is making me think about the Turing test in a whole new light.
Right.
If these AI video agents become so realistic that we can't tell them apart from humans, how do we even know who or what we're interacting with online?
It's like we're facing a Turing test 2.0.
Turing test 2.0.
A world where the test isn't just about text-based conversations, but about creating an entirely believable digital representation that can interact with the world.
Yeah.
Just like a real person.
It's wild.
It's a challenge to our perception of reality itself.
Right. And it's not just about online interactions either.
Exactly.
Imagine if AI agents could attend meetings on our behalf. Give presentations. Or even just chat with our colleagues at the virtual water cooler.
Right.
How would that change workplace dynamics?
That's one of the more thought-provoking aspects of this discussion. The potential impact on the future of work is huge.
It is.
Some users imagined AI agents handling customer service, giving personalized education, or even creating tailored advertisements that respond to your questions in real time.
Okay, personalized ads responding to my every question.
Yeah.
Sounds a little too Black Mirror for me.
Right.
But I can see how AI agents could streamline a lot of tasks.
They could.
Potentially freeing up humans to focus on more creative work.
More creative or strategic work.
Right. Or strategic work.
Exactly. That's the optimistic view.
Okay.
But the discussion also touched on some darker possibilities.
Like what?
What if AI agents are used to spread misinformation?
Right.
Or manipulate people
Yeah.
with incredibly convincing deepfakes.
Right, because if it looks and sounds like a real person, how do you know it's not?
Yeah,
It's like the whole concept of trust gets thrown out the window.
Out the window.
Did anyone in the discussion offer any solutions for that?
A few users pointed to the potential of blockchain technology.
Blockchain.
Yeah. To create verifiable digital identities.
Interesting.
Imagine a system where every AI agent has a unique, tamper-proof digital signature that confirms its authenticity.
So you know you're interacting with a legitimate AI.
Exactly.
Not some shady deepfake designed to trick you.
Right.
That could be a game changer.
It could.
In a world where seeing is no longer believing.
Yeah, it really could.
But what about the AI itself?
Right.
Is it just blindly following its programming?
Right.
Or is there a sense that it's actually like thinking about what it's saying?
That gets to the heart of what it means for a machine to be intelligent.
Right.
And it's a question that philosophers have been wrestling with
for centuries.
For centuries.
The creators of Tavus focused on achieving human-like conversational flow.
Right.
But is that the same
Yeah.
as true understanding?
Right. I mean, if you can have a 4-hour conversation with an AI about pretty much anything, doesn't that imply some level of understanding?
Right.
Or is it just a really good mimic?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
And it's a question that's going to become increasingly relevant as AI continues to evolve.
Yeah.
What happens when AI becomes so good at mimicking human behavior that we can no longer distinguish between the real and the simulated?
Okay, now you're really freaking me out.
Right.
Is this the point where we all start wearing tinfoil hats?
Maybe not tinfoil hats.
Okay.
But I think it is a call to be more aware and discerning about the information we consume.
And the sources we trust?
Yeah, so true.
Critical thinking is more important than ever in a world where technology is blurring the lines between reality and simulation.
So it's not just about the technology itself.
Exactly.
It's about how we as humans adapt to it and use it responsibly.
And use it responsibly, precisely.
Yeah.
And that brings us to a really interesting point raised by one of the users in the Hacker News discussion.
Okay.
They said that while we're all focused on AI mimicking human intelligence, what if we're going about it all wrong? What if true AI isn't about replication? But about something entirely different, something we can't even conceive of yet.
Okay, now that is mind-blowing.
Yeah.
So we're basically trying to fit this square peg of AI into a round hole of human understanding. When maybe it needs a whole different shape altogether.
It's a thought-provoking idea, isn't it?
It is.
It suggests that maybe we're limiting ourselves by trying to make AI more human-like when its true potential lies in something that transcends our current understanding of intelligence.
It's like we're just scratching the surface.
I think so.
Of what AI could become.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to that fundamental question.
That's a fundamental question.
Are we on the verge of a world where the difference between humans and machines is indistinguishable?
It's a question that doesn't have a simple answer. But one thing is for sure, this technology is forcing us to re-examine what it means to be human. In a world where the lines between the real and the digital are becoming increasingly blurred.
And that's a conversation we're going to have to keep having.
We are.
As AI continues to evolve.
Yeah.
But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something a bit more tangible.
Okay.
Remember that user who suggested building an open source alternative to Tavus?
I do.
I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that open source angle is really intriguing.
It is.
It feels empowering in a way.
Yeah.
Like maybe we're not just at the mercy of big tech when it comes to AI.
It's a powerful idea.
Yeah.
This user outlined how you could use existing open source tools.
Okay.
For things like speech recognition, facial tracking, and even large language models.
Wow.
They even mentioned a few specific libraries and frameworks.
So someone with the right skills could actually cobble this together themselves.
That's what's so fascinating about the pace of innovation in AI right now. The building blocks are increasingly accessible. It's democratizing the technology in a way that could have huge implications for the future.
I mean, if anyone can build an AI video agent, doesn't that make the ethical concerns we talked about even more urgent?
Absolutely. It's not just about big tech anymore. If this technology becomes widespread, we need to think about how to prevent misuse on a much broader scale. We need safeguards, regulations, and most importantly, we need a global conversation about responsible development and use of AI.
It feels like this is one of those pivotal moments in history.
It does.
Where technology is outpacing our ability to fully grasp its implications.
And yet we can't afford to be passive observers.
Right.
We have a responsibility
Yeah.
to engage with this technology critically,
Yeah.
to ask tough questions,
Right.
and to demand accountability from those who are creating it.
So what can we as individuals actually do about all of this?
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to feel overwhelmed.
Awareness is the first step.
Trying to understanding the technology,
Yeah.
its potential benefits and risks.
Right.
That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But beyond that,
Yeah.
we need to engage in conversations about AI,
Oh.
both online and offline.
So like,
Read articles,
uh-huh.
listen to podcasts,
Right.
attend events,
Okay.
educate yourself and others.
And I guess the classic advice applies here too.
Yeah.
Vote with your wallet.
Exactly.
Support companies that align with your values.
Right.
And are committed to developing AI responsibly.
Absolutely.
Don't underestimate the power
Yeah.
of political action either.
Yeah.
Contact your elected officials.
Uh-huh.
Advocate for regulations
Yeah.
that prioritize ethical considerations,
Right.
data privacy,
Uh-huh.
and transparency.
Transparency.
It feels like AI is moving at warp speed,
It is,
but policy often lags behind.
It does.
We need to push for those conversations to happen now,
No.
before things get even more complex.
Yeah. And here's a final thought
Okay.
I want to leave you with.
Uh-huh.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, it's more important than ever to nurture our uniquely human qualities.
Like what?
Cultivate your creativity,
Okay.
your critical thinking,
Uh-huh.
your emotional intelligence,
Fair.
and most importantly, your ability to connect with other human beings on a deeper level.
Because those are the qualities that will ultimately define us.
They are.
In a world where the lines between human and machine become increasingly blurred.
Well said.
Yeah.
It's been a fascinating journey
It has.
exploring this topic with you.
Yeah, this has been great.
I hope this deep dive has given you food for thought.
It has.
And perhaps a little motivation
Uh-huh.
to engage in these crucial conversations
Yeah.
about the future of AI.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yes, thank you.
And remember, the future is not something that happens to us.
That it's something we create.
We create it.
Until next time on The Deep Dive.